The other day I got asked a question. Now this question makes absolutely no sense to me. It's actually one of the most ridiculous questions I think one person could ever ask another person. But it is a question that we as supporters of the Second Amendment, we face it every now and then. I think that most of us have been asked this question at least once. That question is, if we were ever faced with a threat and we had to use our gun to end that threat, could we actually pull the trigger? And if we did pull the trigger, could we live with that decision? Now, I can't even begin to understand the type of mentality it takes to be so psychologically programmed to be a victim that you would even imply that somehow being victimized, being beaten, maybe even being killed is somehow preferable to defending yourself. And that choosing to defend yourself is somehow a bad thing, something you have to live with. The people that ask this kind of question are the people that have taken all the wrong cues from life. The society's really done them a disservice. They're no longer people, they're like drones. They celebrate helplessness and they vilify self-reliance. Even though I can never understand these people, I do like to humor them and answer their question. And to the first part of their question, could I pull the trigger? Definitely. I could definitely pull the trigger. And of course, they always say, how could you do that to another human being? Well, I always say, there are things you can do that take you off the human list real quick for me. Make me think of you as less than human. And two of those things are try to take me from my family, or worse yet, try to take my family from me. So like I said, the answer to the first part of that question, could I pull the trigger? Yes, I could. And as far as the second part of the question, could I live with it? That's also definitely yes, I could. Because I think the question is completely backwards. The question shouldn't be, can I live with it if I act to defend myself? It's could I live with it if I didn't? If I was harmed and taken from my children, or my children were taken from me because I failed to act, if I lost my children, could I live with that? If I chose to be a victim instead of fighting back and defending myself and my children, could I live with that decision? Like most parents out there, my children are my world to me. So no, I could not live with that. So even though I humor these people and I answer their question, I try to point out how backwards their thinking is. They shouldn't spend so much time worrying about the criminal in this situation, the person that's actually seeking to do you harm. You should be worried more about yourself and your family. Because the question shouldn't be, could you live with it if you actually had to act to end a threat to yourself and your family? The question should be, if you failed to act and your family was harmed for it, could you live with that?